Hi, should we get started? My name is Peter Dose. I'm a medicinal chemist at the Institute for Therapeutics Discovery and Development at the University of Minnesota. I've been working with Dr. Michael Fouch at the Mayo Clinic. Michael Fouch is a glaucoma specialist, and so we've been working on a new drug for glaucoma. Some background on glaucoma: it's the leading cause of irreversible blindness. It currently affects about 60 million people worldwide. It's a $2.5 million US per year market. Both of those numbers are going up with time as the population ages. So some estimates are it's going to double in the next 20, 30 years or so. All current treatments are aimed at lowering intraocular pressure. Intraocular pressure is at the front of the eye. The disease itself is actually at the back of the eye, but if you lower intraocular pressure, you lower the advancement of glaucoma in sort of the same way that if you lower high blood pressure, you'd have less strokes or heart attacks. So all existing drugs go through intraocular pressure lowering as their mechanism. However, they all have side effects. Some of them are pretty bad. They all have limited efficacy and variable efficacy with time. So some of them become less effective with time. Often people have to use multiple drugs to control their disease. So we feel that there is definitely an open market still for improved drugs that can be put out there, both in combination with existing drugs and if the drug is good enough by itself. So what is an ideal glaucoma drug? One, it's got to reduce IOP, because that's what physicians are going to be looking for. Ideally, it's going to affect outflow facility, which is where the disease really starts. So your intraocular pressure, your intraocular fluid gets blocked from leaving the eye. And so the current treatments either prevent the formation of intraocular fluid or make it easier for the fluid to get out of the eye. Ideally, we'd like to make it easier for the fluid to get out of the eye. Ideally, no side effects. At this point, there are better options. There are options on the market with side effects, so you'd want to be able to beat them by having less side effects. Once daily dosing is ideal. Ideally, it would help protect the optic nerve by itself, independent of IOP effects. And it would work in non-responders to current medications, especially ones who are resistant to prostaglandin analogs. What our position on this is, my collaborator found that potassium channel openers lower IOP effectively in animal models and also in an ex vivo human model. These drugs work through a completely different pathway, mechanism of action than all the other drugs in the market. The one problem was that existing drugs weren't good enough to use as eye drops. They didn't have the solubility profile necessary. What our solution to this problem was to make a prodrug of an existing drug. It's very water soluble. It lowers intraocular pressure with once daily dosing in every animal model we've tried so far. We've looked at mice, rats, rabbits, and non-human primates. It's worked very nicely in all of them. We've also looked at an ex vivo human model, and it works very nicely at lowering intraocular pressure in that. We've gone out to 90-day dosing. It works very nicely, so it doesn't get worse with time, at least up to 90 days. The histological tests after 90 days were all clean, and we have a patent application filed. What are the advantages? Once daily dosing, no toxicity. We've seen that it works additively with existing medications, and that we have preliminary studies showing that our drug might be neuroprotective. Finally, what our next steps are is we're looking to find partners to take this drug into the clinic. So investors and executives who can help us take the drug to the clinic through preclinical development and into the clinic.
How is the drugs delivered?
Topical dosing, so eye drops. And that's definitely important.
I was just curious, is the patent on the compound, or and if so, is there any prior art or related compounds that you guys are aware of?
So there's a composition of matter patent on the compound itself. The prior art would be the original drug that was taken to the clinic about maybe 30 years ago. So it'll be off of patent at this point.
Is it, in terms of the original, since the original compound's been around for so long, are you aware of any other trials or studies around modified versions of the compound that failed as well?
There were, about 30 years ago, some people looked at the compounds for glaucoma, and we don't totally know what they did, but they didn't work. I think we seem to think that they probably messed up their dosing somehow, and they were claiming dosage that they wouldn't be able to get. So we don't know what happened, but so the prior art is actually teaching against the art in this case. And so we're pretty confident that we will be able to get a patent eventually.